Welcome everyone. Welcome. Welcome everyone to round 9 of the FNL Premier League here at FNL. We have got 2 big 25% races coming up. One being in Russia and then the next following up in Japan. So we have, I think, about 14 drivers tonight. So everything I think is set up. Welcome everyone. So we're doing 2 25% races here, Russia and Japan. With one-shot qualifying in both. Final as the drivers start finalizing their setups. And I just quickly do some stings in that. I think we're good to go. I'll actually quickly pull up the standings before they get going. As we have got our one-shot qualifying active. Again, no sound for some weird reason. There we go. So Davies joins the session nice and late, and he's already put himself in that top spot. So we'll spectate him as he locks up a little bit into turn 1. But he's keeping that nice and narrow esports line. Least amount of track time there. I have a pretty spicy chess move. I know what move it is, Garen. It's bishop takes knight because I can't do anything about it, and it was a blunder on my end. I can read the game, but without even looking at it. As Masticles is right behind Davies, but Davies is still purpling sector 1. Garen, I'll happily verse you in chess while I do this commentary, because I know I'm gonna come back from a blunder. Kane, who is leading our championship, is in P3 currently, with Dylan, who is surprisingly actually pushing better qualifying positions than usual in the first half of the championship. Yumpsy. Oh no, we have Zach with a return. He's outside the 10 currently. And where do we have? So we do have 15. Oh, yes, and we have Rappel. If you guys watched last week's race, Rappel in Monza, brake checked in the last couple of laps, in the last corner as well, giving Kane some wing damage as Davies crosses the line and takes it by 0.1 of a second. Oh, Kanti says go on Yamsi. He gets himself a P5 finish in qualifying here. One shot, so you only get one chance in your final position here at Russia, and with a very long start-finish line, it's got to be a very heavy braking zone into turns 1, 2, and 3. As Davies, Masticles, and Dills is your top 3, with Kane, our championship leader, in 4th. Yumpsy, who is a bit of a no-show sometimes with a DNS, puts himself into P5. And then we have Null, who is currently P3 in the championship, is into P6. It's not the best result for him, but our biggest issue is obviously the person in second place in the Drivers' Championship, Rappel, with a qualifying ban. So he got 15 points taken from his championship, as well as a qualifying ban for that brake check from last week. So that's really giving Kane a huge step up that he already had. Because I'm going off the points. Let's have a look. There is a 60-point advantage between the two. So what Rappel needs is Kane to not finish basically 2 races to get back in the lead. since the racers get 42 points for winning the race, and it's 42 extending points down. So 42, 35, 30, 25, and then so forth, all the way down to P20, which is just a 1 point. As there isn't much waiting, we are straight into it, and lights out and away we go here at Russia. And there seems to be no squaggling, but Davey's got a poor start. He's actually going to get consumed. Oh, we've already got contact into the wall. I think that was Ghost, or it was definitely Ghost that got hit into the wall. But Davies cuts down. I think that was 20 seconds. We'll go for an instant replay. Hopefully that's on. Papa Fresh returning from his business trip at Queensland. Hopefully he's not too rusty coming back from his return. He looked like he lived in luxury on that business trip. You can definitely tell what line of work he's in. It's basically a mob boss. We have a Ferrari going extremely deep. And that's a huge collision caused by Mendy and Ghost once again, with Rappel probably trying to cut through the field with a late move, most likely. I didn't catch the best view of it as we go on board with Zaka, who's made his return. As Papa Fresh actually goes off the throttle a little bit too early there, but we're probably going to see Kane make a move on Davies here. Is it the move that I thought you were going to do? Have you made the move yet, Gary? You have. So let's make some moves while we see some moves. Here is Newell just making a double overtake on Any Minute Now and Technique. But look at the collisions that are having in the back here, as there is a little bit of contact from the Haas and the Ferrari, as the Technique has jumped right across the circuit. And let's see if he makes a dive down the inside. He does. Oh, Technique did it all wrong. Had to go off to the off-road there. So a bit of go on this train here, as you do make the move that I knew that you were going to do. Yes, it was a blunder on my part. I'll just do that and we'll get onto it. So yeah, you can make your next move, Gary. Zach has already claimed 3 seconds. He's coming back to a circuit that's very unforgiving when it comes to track extensions. Okay, and he's still right behind Yumsy. Yumsy actually getting past Kane at one point, and Dills is falling behind both drivers. As we still have a bit of a DRS train going on here. No one's outside of out of a full second, except for Any Minute Now. And Dylan is actually dropping down. No, he's not. He's staying behind in P5. It's Davies who's fallen into P2 and 1.4 seconds behind Masticles. Have a look at any other battles here. Probably on Yumps here. Obviously DRS gets given towards the drivers at lap 3. Thoughts? I'm excited. Yes, this is your game, Gary. This is your game to take the advantage on an early blunder with a night move. Do not ruin this game in the middle or the end game. So Rappel trying to get past the Haas. Is he going to go down around the outside? Yes, he lets him through, but this might expose him to the Ferrari and the Renault. No, Crystal will stay there for the meantime. So back on with Kane, as he's going to make a move on Yumps. Or is he going to make a move on this lap? No, he doesn't have enough. He's behind only by 1/10, but could he get a clean run through turns 4? So he's going to stay on that inside, get all of the drag he can, and he's going to make a move down the inside. And Yumpsy's got to go for the switchback. Oh, he gets a great exit, uses overtake to get that move done as well. Down the inside, side-by-side racing between Yumpsy into Sector 1. Small amount of contact swiveling his car around. But he's still down the inside. And he's still forcing him on the outside, and then Kane has to slip back behind Yumpsy. But initially, probably a wise move here, is he's behind him for the DRS, and he'll be able to make a move into the braking zone of Sector 3. Same as last week, I'm sourced. I'm not going to make a move, I'll fuck it up. Nah, man, just keep making moves, dude. I'll make as soon as my phone gives me notification, I'll fucking send a move in. As Dills is watching this battle between Kane and Yumpsy as they went side by side once again. So, have we seen any other big battles on track? No, it's just these two going at it. So we'll stay on these guys for definitely the one of the easiest spots to overtake in the F1 calendar next to Mexico is this long DRS part. So you get a small little mini straight here, and then just while you get the turn, DRS is enabled, so you get this long front straight, and you're going to slide right in front of him well before the braking zone. Even Dills was having a bit of a peek there. Or as he gets it all wrong, he's definitely going to cut the circuit there. Potentially a warning. He will just get a track extension warning for that one. Repel with his qualifying ban, trying to cut through the Pakistan on the mediums. Obviously, because of these 25% races, all of these strategies is basically just soft medium circuits. So any minute now, trying to make a cheeky move on Null there, his teammate, but Zach just following behind. Dills is cool as ice. If he stays within that DRS, it's just going to pull him more and more further away from Papa Fresh, who was just behind him. So that's what he needs to do. As soon as these two stop battling, Kane's got to pull away from Yumpsy, as he's already nearly pulled a full second away from him. So he just needs to stay within his Masticles actually just lets Davies go past, because the DRS is just so strong around Russia. Well, we'll definitely see a move from Masticles right back on him. So these two will most likely just be dragging each other away from P3, because they know he's the biggest threat at the moment. So Masticles actually losing a bit of pace there in the final two turns leading up to it. But he's got to just stay away from there, as Kane with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix claims it. And Dills is just still that 8/10 difference between those guys. So, but Repel making the next move, probably on any minute now. No, he will stay behind for now. But we'll most likely see a move in the sweeping left-hander. No, he's just too far away, especially with those mediums. He is playing the long game, so he doesn't want to get any damage. We'll stay on Repel for the meantime, second in the Drivers' Championship, leading the Constructors' Championship with his teammate Masticles. When is he going to make the move on any minute now? Because every time every half a second really, he stays behind, he's just falling further and further behind, because he could easily get past any minute now with those mediums, compared to those softs that have already fallen off on lap 5. So let's see how early he makes the move here with DRS. He's not opting to use overtake, so maybe DRS is enough with high fuel. But he is so close to Zach that I don't think he'll be able to get the drag. As a big lock-up, not enough for a flat spot. There we go. So Repel's basically setting himself up for the overtake into turn 1. Oh, he could potentially see it earlier if any minute now feels the pressure from Repel, as some of the drivers are opting to pit, all the soft runners that finished in the top 10. So that's Papa Fresh and any minute, and Noel have opted to go into the pits nice and early, and we'll finish the rest of the race on the medium compound. So we can see at the top here, Yumps and Dills are now battling at it. Yumps is fallen 2.3 seconds away from Kane. No, he's not. He's only 4:10. So Kane's actually slowed down. Oof, so close to that wall there. So Yumps is only 4/10 behind. So it's very hard to escape the DRS zones here, especially through these tricky sector 2. I'm just looking at the telemetry to see who to view next, but Yumpsy seems to be the cameraman for this evening, as we'll probably toggle to Masticles when it gets to turns nearly in the DRS zone, but those two will basically be exchanging positions throughout this race. But Davies, with already gotten a 3-second time penalty, definitely throw him back down below to P2, as Kane is just outside the 3-second mark for now. Sector 3, that's Davies. He's dropped it. trying to chase down Yumsy. Let's see how he slots himself back into the race with Rappel right behind him. And with those cooked softs, he'll be throwing himself into the pits right about now. I'm wondering if we ever caught an angle of that. But that's definitely annoyed him because the undercut here is so strong. So if he was intending to go into the pits and follow Yumsy, this was the time because now Yumsy went into the pits seeing the mistake from Dill. So yeah, cool as ice, but unfortunately so icy cold that he's dropped the ball following Yumsy through sector 3. That's a disappointing move for him, but very consistent by him. That's the third race in a row. He's dropped it in a particular area. When you meant ice, you meant vanilla ice? Yeah, man, ice. Because we're ice cold, man. So Rappel, who's yet to stop, started on the mediums, is now in P5. So starting from P15, has already gone up to P5. But depending on where he falls down to, is what will happen towards this race. So Rappel still 5/10 behind, not enough to get Zach at this DRS. And Rush is already showing the common theme when everyone goes into the pits and exchanges into mediums, is that the gaps just start to grow. We already have 5 seconds between certain drivers, 3 seconds, and then obviously with obviously that's pit and technique who hasn't, 12 seconds. So the lead is Pit, and Kane is in the lead for the first time. This is his time to get the overcut on these drivers, even though the undercut is so much stronger. Wait, is that Davies making the jump? Unless I saw Masticles going to the pits first. I'm actually going to use the replay because I thought I saw... Wait. Oh no, I've had instant replays closed the whole time. Oh dearie me. What a rookie move. Unfortunately, what did we miss? What replays have I used? I've used for Davies' spin and the starting lap. So yeah, damn. That's unfortunate by me. But yeah, Masticles with those fresh mediums. He wants to attack Davies and he wants to attack him quick. We'll stay on board with these for the meantime. Actually, Null looks like he's going to make a move. 4/10 behind right on the back of Papa. Got to see him move down there. He's poking the nose in, letting him know he's there, but he's got to stay behind and just give him the pressure. As he's making a move down the inside. Gets that job done comfortably. Papa pulls up the car in time to not give him a punt. A nice clean move is Kane, and Technique are now in the pits. Let's see how far Kane falls behind Davies, who is effectively the leader of the Grand Prix. Where is he going to fall to? Oh, wow. Is he still in the pit? No, he's coming out now. And where's he coming out to? Right in front of Yumpsy. Oh, he had to take the off-road. And did he gain a time advantage from it? Well, he most likely got a warning, but it looked like he gained about 4/10 from that exchange since he was right in front of Yumpsy. So maybe that's a bit of a veteran move coming out of the pits. Maybe he had the pit lane assist on and threw him out into a dangerous position. That was probably like the wisest thing to do, but yeah, he might have copped an advantage from that. And if anyone is willing to, they could probably try and push that towards the stewards to see if you got worthy time extension from that. Cool as ice cream. Agree. Ice cold. where's Yumsy in all this? He's still falling behind Kane a little bit, but with that time penalty, it's not going to help him out any in any position at the end of the race, especially when you're fighting 1v1 with someone that doesn't have any time penalties. And at Russia, it's just so easy to start pulling them up because it's just a fine error. Turns 2 and 3 are so marginal that when you're coming out of turn 1, a small cut, like I think even Papa Fresh might have been pulled up even for that. So you can see here, if you don't pull up the car in time, you're cutting this corner here. You can cut half of the, obviously you need to just keep 2 wheels on the circuit. But if you just come in a little bit too hot, you've cut 2 turns initially, so the game's just going to pump out warnings for you. It's easy to cut that turn as well, but with the new added of the curbs, those sausage curbs that were added that went into the last game, it kind of tells you not to cut it as much, since it does unsettle the car just the smallest amount for you to lose time. But yeah, you can still ride your wheel on it, so forth like that. Especially this corner, you could cut it so much last year that they've placed a higher sausage curb to actually give your car a little bit of an effect. As Rappel getting past Dills before the DRS zone, but he might have gotten past him with the detection, and he does, so he gets to use DRS. And Zach is actually probably going to pinch him here as well. No, he's going to stay behind. He's used so much ERS throughout this race that he hasn't got enough to punish Dylan for making an individual mistake. Rappel already trying to push into the top 7. Going a bit sideways. He's only got a few laps to go here at Russia. So he's getting a little desperate, making a move down the inside. A little bit of touching, but I don't think that's wise. I don't think he's going to get DRS. He doesn't, so I don't know why he's making moves unless he's got so much ERS that he's going to stay in front, so he's going to use as much of the track to keep away from the slipstream. He returns back onto the racing line to defend a small amount of touch, and he defends successfully. So yeah, good defending there by Rappel, being aggressive into the last 2 turns, collecting that track position, and then defending on that long DRS straight. So yeah, he'll now pull away, so any minute now does not get DRS for the second part of the circuit, as side by side is Newell and Papa Fresh going side by side into Sector 2. Again, it's one of these circuits that battling in Sector 2 isn't very viable. It just slows you down overall, since the 2 DRS zones that are given on this circuit are just so long and so overpowered to the drivers that battling is very, I would say, null. As Newell is actually pushed away from Papa going through that Sector 2 and actually pulled a 6/10 lead, obviously with DRS and as much ERS he has remaining. He gets to pull that back just a small amount, but Zach and Dylan are battling. That chest move I think was right. Let's have a look. So Queen to B2, B6, okay. Off a quick glance, it doesn't seem like it's anything special. Zach is trying to make a move around the outside. I don't know if he's got wing damage there, because he didn't seem to be able to pull the car up in time. I mean, I'll probably have to look at your move a little bit more in that in-depth, Gary, to understand it. But right now, all I see is a hanging bishop, and I kind of want to collect it, unless it's bait. And you're just going to grab my bishop. So, there's that. I mean, I could just kill my bishop and take your knight, and then exchange it with a pawn, and then so forth, and then get 2 pieces. So it turns out to be okay for me. And then the knight move isn't too bad that I lost on purpose with a blunder. But Dills looks like he hasn't made an exchange with Zach. He's still trying to stay behind him for now. Only 2 laps to go on lap 12, so we've got lap 12 and then lap 13 to go. And our leaders are still Masticles and Dills, but with those time penalties, ladies and gentlemen, Kane is going to collect it comfortably. He's 2 seconds away. So actually, probably if Newell just puts his legs into it, he might be able to jump into the top 3 here with time penalties. I'm just going to move quick for you, Gary, so that's my move. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the only battle on track initially is these two. Everyone else is going to be jumping in the with time penalties. As Masticles is actually fallen behind Davies. I think these guys have got the same amount of time penalties. Is there any way of checking time penalty wise? Details. So 3 seconds each, and Yumpsy's got 9. Zach with 12. So his first race back is throwing him back 12 seconds. It is one of those tracks that are very difficult to get a hang of track extensions. So Kane is definitely finishing in your P1 slot, ladies and gentlemen, unless he makes an individual mistake taking the car out. But then again, 90% rule, he'll fall into the 10. He hasn't lapped anyone. So yeah, he'll just get points because everyone gets points here. And then Null with his threes without any time penalty, so he's definitely jumping one position. So he's gone into P4 no matter what. And Papa Fresh might be able to gain 2 positions overall as well if he keeps it nice and close. If we also look at the individuals, we'll probably see the biggest winners and losers. So yeah, Rappel going up 9 positions, starting at the back of the grid with his qualifying ban thanks to his incident up at Monza. But P6 is still a strong finish, but with his rival finishing in P1, he's just extending that championship lead. But Davies, with his time penalty, will finish across the line first, starting pole position, finishes in first, but he'll fall down to P2, with Kane jumping up and claiming another P1 here at Russia. So Davies finishing in P2 and Masticles in P3 because of time penalties. Yumpsy will finish P4 on track but get jumped by Null into P4. Rappel doesn't get to jump him. Papa Fresh doesn't jump anyone. He actually falls down with his 5 seconds with an unserved time penalty. That was because of speed into pit lane. So your top 10 is shown here on the left hand side of the screen. So we've got Kane, Davies, Masticles, Null, Yumpsy, Rappel, any minute now, Dills, Technique, and Papa will finish your top 10. And then we have Zach, who just came back from his 1 month break, showing that having a break on this game is brutal with a 12-second time penalty. And then we have Ghost, Crystal, Mendy, and Licorice. So that is our 15. Kane didn't have the best race. He had quite a bit of a quiet race. Obviously didn't have the pace compared to the top 2. But he still finished because of time penalties. As we've seen this celebration so often in this league, as Kane grabs another trophy for the cabinet here at FNL Premier League. So the drivers will have, as well as me, unless we want to pull up some chess for the 5-minute interval. But yes, we'll be having a 5-minute break, like always, while these drivers get set up for Japan. So yeah, Kane, Davies, and Masticles is your top 3. Unfortunately, with those track extensions, they've both fallen down 1 position each in that finishing order. Zach, who got copped the most with 12 seconds worth. Beer break, go for it. Have a beer and a smoko. It's enough time until the next race. So yeah, let's go for a small break. I'll be on the mic because let's just keep fucking, I don't know, I'll talk about chess or something.
Count what you have now, don't count what you don't have.
Hey, look at the chessboard! So we'll do... There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is a game that I'm doing with Spitzer. I'll probably pull up the Garen game that I'm playing with him at the moment. But let's have a look at our current position. So this is what the build-up was. So a classic Italian Open for me, with the bishops opening into a Belgian defense. Into his Belgian defense, as we can see with this line here, also mimicked by the London, which is the opposite side. Just a bit of an exchange, not like the best exchange to do, but it happens. Damn, that inside curb was a home. Yeah, man, you got those track extensions, man. Just reducing. That was yours. It was yours. So we'll see if there's any keen moments here that I think I remembered from this game. So yeah, oh shit. Those are continuous moves. That's so here was a bit of a blunder since it's like not really the exchange I was looking for, because I just wanted these free pawns. I just wanted these pawns to fuck off. And this bishop was hanging for way too long. Like, how many moves did I have this bishop here? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Like, I just had this hanging bishop for ages. I just kept forgetting about it. So that's poor. That was poor by me just to leave that there. But then I was like, oh, I'll do the queen exchange. You know, I'm down material with his rooks and his bishops compared to mine, but his pawn structure's all fucked. It's like he's got 3 pawns in one line and 2 in there, so like his pawns are not going to be super viable. Yeah, he controls like basically this. He's got this whack line that he controls, but it's alright. Like I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll be down material, but his pawns are kind of useless. And then here I was like, I'll get rid of my bishop and just try and control the game with my rooks. I think this is what I found weird was him opening his rook here. Like, it's not really, unless he's pulling his rook here, like, instead of just taking for an exchange. So like, instead of me taking, I can push this forward now instead of me particularly defending this. So if he takes, then I can just push this forward. Like, I'm not too worried about it. As well as like, I can just take with the rook. But it's also kind of protected. So like, for him it was a bit of a win. But he didn't take it. Oh shit, we're loading in. But we can quickly fast forward. This is when he didn't move his rook, so like I get to have a free rook by exchanging continuous checks. And now I'm about to grab a new rook, because if he moves here, then it's checkmate. If he moves up to the top, then I just grab that. So yeah, I'm winning right now. It's a fun time. So let's go to live screen. Now we're in Japan. Chess break with Alcatraz. So now we are in the beautiful circuit of Japan, Suzuka. Notorious for what it used to be was finishing the F1 season in the real world. It was like Brazil, and then it turned into Japan. You know, just like the old school classic finishing, because it's such a technical area of such a technical circuit compared to many others. Of course, they all are. But with this Sector 1 and then a very high pace Sector 3, it's all extremely impressive how the cars stay on the circuit, really. With obviously moments that changed the way Formula Racing existed, was the way people finished the championship, of obviously taking people out into turn 1 thinking that there was a gap. We all know he took him out on purpose. So stay on board with Rappel. He did a lot of practicing leading up to this. Hopefully it's a dry race. I did give most of these drivers my OP 4x4 wet setup. But he seems to be perfect throughout Sector 1. Taking a wider line so he gets to stay more flat. Cuts that curb perfectly. And actually cuts it so perfect he invalidates. So he will start at the back of the grid. So he basically got a qualifying ban for himself again. So who do we go on now? Where's Kane and all this? He's in P8, so it looks like it's not one of his favourite circuits. We'll go on board with Davies here, and we'll stay on board properly throughout this circuit as we're going to the long double left-hander. Oh, triple left-hander, I should say. And then we're coming down to the fast straight of the circuit. So fast indeed that DRS is not allowed here because of the infamous 130R turn that we're about to see here that drivers can take flat. Which is 130 degrees rotation. basically what 130R is. Bit of a lock-up. Not his greatest exit, but why am I seeing Mendy so far up the thing? Wait, are we going to see a Mendy peak? No, surely not. Oh! Null takes it Null takes it by a bee's dick a length away, man. Oh, Mendy. I was about to say all the stuff you wanted me to say last week. Shows how much practice he doesn't want to do. If you just practice maybe for a little bit, you probably got pole. And on the medias, that's a violation. That's a violation. Fair, that's a violation on all the soft runners. Fuck. No, man, had a lap of the decade. Holy shit. I'm gonna join the chat. No, man, that's a violation. That's a violation on the mediums. Fuck.
I thought I was gonna be like second.
Same. I don't understand. So quickly, I'm like, dude.
I was like, oh, Steve's just got me.
I can't even put.
So he got him. So he got you on the mediums.
Oh,
Alright.
All right, back to my box.
I fucking thought I got pole because I crossed the line before any like thing came up.
Travis, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Are you streaming or driving?
Streaming.
Can you talk about how this meaty cunt has not served the penalty he's meant to serve on the stream, please?
Add 30 seconds onto his lap time at the end.
The DSQ, mate, on the way.
DSQ F in the chat when he has no points. Alrighty, so it looks like we've got a bit of an overcast. So is there rain on the radar? Did we see some wet setups? But why would he go on the mediums if there was going to be rain? That wouldn't make any sense. Unless he knows that there's rain near the end of the race, and that's a logical move to make, so you're just guessing game for the mediums. There is only around 13 laps, I think, around Suzuka when it comes to a 25% race. So we'll be able to see. And away we go here. Still a bit of an overcast. I don't see any rain. Oh, driver's getting a bit twitchy. Contact into turn one. So Null's actually already fallen back. Those softs are going to eat him alive here. Sector 1 yellows. Masticles, welcome. Yeah, there's definitely got to be contact through here. Give me a good camera angle as we have. No, it's fucking clean. Good work, boys. So Mendy, who's leading the Grand Prix, who is not yet to set an actual qualifying ban that he's meant to serve a few weeks back. So I don't know what he's doing up there. As you heard some of the drivers before when I joined the chat of how they felt when him still not willing to serve it. Obviously he can't use his colour blind. Oh, there we go! And he completely cuts the circuit. He's going to rejoin and make more collisions. No, he's not. He's going to stay exactly where he is. But, phew, Kane just getting all muddled up with another driver. Zach going awfully wide there. Getting collected. In the meantime, as we go, drivers going flat. Is any drivers going to make a move down 130R? Probably potentially Dylan here. If he's close enough. I think he is close enough. And he's going to stay behind. But look at the contact in the back, and there it is! Big damage! Oh, we have rule 1 in F1! What is he reversing for? You're going to stay where you are! Big moment here. It hasn't triggered a safety car or a VHC because of the damage on the circuit, but that has definitely given Zach that wing damage. But look at that, as he's made more contact with Rappel coming through the circuit, and the drivers are already trying to get themselves settled. As Kane is trying to grasp back the moments there. Sorry. As he's got taken out by Licorice there. I think we went side by side making small contact. Hopefully maybe we can see a little bit as I was just toggling something on the stream elements there. Yeah, still no safety car or virtual safety car from those small incidents leading throughout that race. So far, the train that we want to stay on is the one that Rappel's catching up on, is Dill's Technique and Ghost. as they go through the very long back straight here, leading up to 130R. Always Ghost and Technique are going side by side. Let's them go reasonably easy, obviously because of the DRS here. This is the only DRS straight on this circuit. What a camera angle, the floor. Let's see how long it takes before Rappel catches up between these guys. Rappel's actually made a mistake there. And look at Dill's trying to gain back his traction. So you can see on board there, he just made a huge individual mistake. As Kane is trying to get back his... oh no, there we go. There's the rain. So they knew that rain was coming. But are the mediums the wise choice? Or is the rain not going to come down heavy enough for an exchange? If it comes down too heavy, then it basically made the mediums redundant. So let's see what Kane do. He's not using overtake mode. I'm surprised that he didn't want to make a move into the huge braking zone here. He's staying behind Zach for the meantime. Any minute now, side by side with Crystal, using all as much body work as they need to get the move done. Is Crystal got a reply? And any minute now gets DRS. So he's just got to stretch away into the braking zone of turn 1, the long sweeping right-hander. Here are the mediums catching up to Davies and Mendy on those softs. Let's just double check on the who's running what. So yeah, mediums with the person that got pole position. We've seen a lot of people with softs, but yeah, it just depends on were they rocking like a little bit of a hybrid setup, knowing that rain was coming. Was that the reason why he was a bit quicker using a full dry setup? It's one of those. So yeah, biggest loser has to go Papa Fresh from that start incident. So Rappel is still behind. Oh, he's actually used all of his ERS. 3%. So with the help of DRS, is he got to have enough ERS to make the move? Side by side into turn 1. And he gets it done comfortably. Davey's going a little wide. And he won't be able to do an under-over attempt, and will have to follow through the dirty air of Sector 1. The tricky S section here, climbing up the mountain here. Off camber, on camber, and then a long sweeping left. If you catch the curb, you're gone. Use all the track that's available. Then the speed of going downhill. You can cut the turn there, and then going under the bridge. Then into the hairpin here, going up the hill again. See what other battles were going on here. So Red Bull of Null is trying to get onto the back of the McLaren of Davies. 3/10 is still the time difference. It's around 20% ERS compared to 50% on the softs of the McLaren driver. Null on the mediums looking for longevity compared to Davies, who was meant to be sending it on those softs. But it looks like their formula is a bit of a flip-flop, as Null is using all these ERS that he can just to stay on the back of him. So race pace, softs, they're just not dying here at Suzuka, no way. as a pit window strategy has opened and it's pushing for the intermediate tyres. Now, I don't know if the game knows, but I don't see enough rain for it to be inters. It still looks way too dry. As soon as we see the DRS turn off, that's when the game mechanics decide to change that your soft tyres that have been working fine in the somewhat in between inters to dry setup just turns into utter dog shit. So you just lose all traction, all braking, all sorts of stuff as well until you put the inters on. That's what I don't understand. You can drive with it fine, but as soon as you see the DRS symbol turn off, it just comes to a complete undrivable car. And I think that's their coding of if that's off, they need to change tires. They can't continue. But with the inters compared to wets, you can literally rock the inters in thunderstorm weather and be fine. Yes, you'll be a little slower compared to the full wets, but it's really not. Especially if there's like a somewhat of a line, you can still rock the inters in any condition. Sector 1 yellows, I think that's a bit of a Papa Fresh incident. It is. So maybe the traction might have came out of the pits. And yeah, with the 31-second deficit, might have. And with those cold mediums. So Mendy's made the jump first. Davies is staying out for the overcut. Sector 2, so yeah, Papa just having a poor time smashing all the boards. But what's Ghost going to go? What is Mendy putting on though? Is the game going to switch him to inters instantly, or has he toggled it to mediums? Mediums. So it's still dry enough to put on the tyres. Because I want to see if anyone's got into. Zach has made the move for inters. This is all that comes down. Is Null making it worth pushing with those mediums in qualifying, getting P1 in the one-shot qualifying in the mediums compared to the soft runners. Davies trying to gain back the traction there coming out of that corner. And a lock-up as well, so maybe he's starting to lose grip, especially with the fading softs. Oh no! Traction! He's got overtake mode on! What are you doing? You're not going to have traction if you're going to slap that baby into overtake. Losing nearly a full second there. He was on the back of Davies there. Or is the wet conditions starting to come into play here? Because no way the mediums are dying. Suzuka is one of the tracks where the softs, any sort of tyre, just won't die. It's a soft to medium circuit with a total of 26 laps. And you can rock those softs for as long as those mediums can. It is ridiculously OP here compared to other circuits like Russia. You can do a 2-lap undercut and the mediums last forever, but the softs will die instantly. But yeah, a full second now. DRS is still available for these drivers in these slight wet conditions with the spitting that's going on. But this is enough to knock down the track temperature and to lose some of that initial traction, especially in those softs. You can see most of these drivers are catching the car. So Rappel on the back of Ghost here. Is he got to be a little impatient and go down the inside? He's caught the inside curb and he's gained control back on that car. It's going to be such a huge risk right on the curbs, especially in these conditions. And he's a bit timid to make a move on Ghost here. He doesn't want to get it wrong. He needs to get as much points as possible compared to the current Drivers' Champion of Kane. He's leading the Drivers' Championship by a good hefty amount of points. I think 60 points total, where the drivers get all the points. So if you win the race, you get 42 points, as I was mentioning in the first race. So he needs to get as many points in front of Kane as possible in every race possible. There's only a few more rounds to go with a total of 22 tracks. And we're up to round 9 already. We have Sector 1 yellows. That's definitely a Ferrari. That's definitely Licorice making a small mistake. So we'll stay on board with Rappel. And Zach has retired in Sector 1. Is that going to prompt out a safety car? Oh, we have a virtual safety car. So that saves Ghost, where the drivers cannot overtake. But now, this is the most nervous part of Davies' career. Is he going to pull up and get a drive-through time penalty? Any of these drivers going to get a drive-through? Since we've had so many in the past already here in FNL, as some drivers have opted to pit, especially under virtual safety car conditions, the drivers are prompted to go slower They're certain capped on speed as well as time per lap, as well as the sector times. You can see Rappel trying to stay within that 4/10 gap. So let's see what Null pits for. Surely I'm going to see that toggle to softs. Has the game put him down on mediums again? Why on earth have they prompted him out on mediums again? Unless there was a visual glitch on my end, and he was always on softs. The fuck? What the I'm going to take that as a visual glitch. Maybe he was always on the softs and he didn't just cook everyone on the media. I don't know. And welcome Zaki boy, the
Hello,
combox.
hello.
So what happened in your incident into sector 1? As I didn't get to see it.
So I took a big risk boxing on inters, and it didn't pay off, and I had absolutely no grip. I just lost it straight into the barrier.
Just straight into the barrier. Yeah, so we saw the prompt telling us that it's a pit for inters, and it does not look like it's wet enough for inters yet. Like, it's still soft conditions will be OP, but it looked
Yep.
like it's going to come down a little bit heavier. So it could have been like a good risk, worthy of like maybe one lap down, like, or maybe just like one bad lap, and then the inters come in and DRS turns off midway through everyone else's lap, and you catch back up. It happens.
Yeah.
As Rappel is going to make a move on Ghost into turn 1, side by side. Not going to see any brake checks from these two. Oh no! Side by side contact on the side pod. Not gonna half spin. He's gonna get drifted out into the gravel though. Rappel just doesn't have the grip, and he's turned the car around as well. Side by side through sector 1 here at Japan's never gonna work. And in the wet, you just don't have the grip. He's off the dry line, and he gets thrown around.
Is this on Twitch?
Yes, yeah.
What's the channel?
I've linked it in the Friday night chat.
Here we go.
See how slow the drivers are. It's just at that point where inters are going to be viable. They're still slapping that boy into overtake in the wet conditions. Wheels will be spinning, I feel like, way too much to find the grip. Sector 1 yellows. That looks like it's Yumpsy. No. Seems like it was. But they're both on inters now. Any battles that are close to each other? No, it's just Dills. Dills does have a chance here for his first FNL win. Oh, double lockup though, not going to help him. You don't want to be in gear 1 too long as he short shifts, which is wise. And Ghosty goes in the pits. So, has Dills pitted yet though? No, they haven't. But it's wet conditions. So I think that cancels out the pits. I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
I think it is on 25%.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or he's caught the inside curb. So we'll stay on Dill for the meantime, because it is a big head move. Because I know if you start on, as soon as you put on inters, it doesn't matter. Like if you start on inters, it doesn't matter. But I want to know if the game prompts you to go onto inters, that it doesn't
No,
matter.
it didn't.
That you just don't have to pit and change.
I'm not sure, but it looks like everyone's going on inters now.
Yeah, because I know if you start on wets, you don't have to pit. Like wets or inters, you don't have to pit. And you don't have to do like an exchange of tires. You can do a no stop if you wanted to. But starting on softs, I think you still have to switch into a second compound. And the way he's pushing still, I think he's still one of the fastest drivers on track. Probably next to Davies. But if he goes, I reckon it'd be wise to maybe just stop and pit into mediums for like 2 laps. But it's a risk because it's definitely dry enough to still hit 130R in 8th gear in overtake mode. So I don't think inters is the move. Maybe drivers are feeling more comfortable in the inters. Because Null's on the fresh softs and he's gaining on Rappel. So I think that's what drivers need to look out for, is just to see how quick Null is. But he's got an option. Is it mediums or inters for Dills? How safe is he going? He's going super safe. He's going inters. And he's probably going to fall roughly around 4th. As Dills and Technique are side by side on the mediums.
Fall in front because he was quicker.
Yeah,
No, he's falling behind.
he has fallen behind, so the inters are the way to go. So inters are the move. And we can look on the telemetry. Actually, yeah, Null's fallen a full... he was actually gaining a full second on Repel, but I think he's made maybe a little bit of mistake and he's fallen back to that 5-second mark. Oh, look at the median runner of Technique. Just doesn't have the speed up the hill, especially in the wet. And Ghost looks like he's going to consume these guys. And if Ghost is using... He wouldn't be using the wet setup I gave him earlier today. But if he was using it now, he would be flying. But his dry setup is enough. My wet setup is so confusing. It's like it's a 4-wheel drive wet setup. Oh, and he just slots it between the two in one move. And he's away. Where's Dills and all this? 2 seconds behind Davies. So he's got to slot himself into P2 most likely in easily a half lap time. Look at these guys, just so slow through the triple left-hander. Now, in the inters, you can go flat, but his Dills got to go flat.
I think he will.
Oh, a little off throttle. That back up. I could hear that he pulled it off. But look at him. Because I haven't seen DRS get turned off yet. It's definitely off. None of these drivers have it.
Yeah, it's off.
That's the reason why people have prompted for the inters. Just makes the car feel like such dog shit. Oh, but Davies actually gets a better inside. Finds more grip. Forcing Dills a little wide there. Contact throughout. You don't want to touch the inside curb or the side pod of Davies there, because you've got to go instantly spinning.
Cade's also catching up in there.
Oh, wow, yeah. He's right behind there. He was sneaky. Oh, no way he's going to make it a move on both drivers. Oh, he just slots behind. I thought he was going to have the balls to go through both. He could have forced himself through. 100% could have forced himself through. I think he's going to make a double move here, though. Oh, Technique's having none of it. You could say he was trying to find the grip, but he gets the move done nonetheless. You could say he was probably trying to fight that medium grip. So Ghost is going to comfortably claim the win, but Kane's got a time penalty. Looks like it's going to be for 3 seconds most likely. Oh, 5-second time penalty. So yeah, no matter what he's doing, unless he pulls 5 seconds away from Repel and Technique, he's staying. He's got to fall back behind. But I think this is Ghost's first win. Ghost's first win? But yeah, Ghost claims Japan, most practice, wet setup and all, prepared. Dills and Kane brings it across the line, but will fall back down to around, I think, 6th position. If Davies is nowhere near to be seen. So yeah, Kane finishes in 5th. Ghost, Dills, and Repel. I think we've never had that finishing order before. But Null, who qualified, I think, on mediums. But it might have been softs. Because he did finish the... Oh no, okay, now it is prompted to softs. Unless he pitted again. I just don't know. It's finished in P7, so yeah, not the best performance in the race. But fantastic qualifying nonetheless. And we have a no-wing Ferrari, which we probably won't see finish this race. Let's see if he pulls it up in time. He wants to turn, but downforce is a thing. 10 seconds. Is he going to crash into the wall here? No, he's actually going to finish. He's going to grab his 13 points. So that he finishes in P13. As we have Ghost celebrate for the first time on the podium in P1 at FNL. We'll have a look at the final finishing positions.
One, two, three, and four. Got what you had now. Don't
So
got
Go, Steals, and Repel is your top three. Repel gaining points back on Kane, but only just a small amount on the Drivers' Championship. Technique, Kane, Davies, Null, Masticles, Yumps, and Eddie McNeil's your top 10. And then Mendy, who's still yet to finish to serve his qualifying ban, is in 11th. Crystal, Licorice, and Zach. And then we have our 5th position, which goes to Papa Fresh, DNF. So yes, that was race 2 of round 9 here at Japan. Thank you again all so much for watching. I'm going to probably throw you over to the one and only Snell once again. Let's fucking keep raiding people for fun. Yeah, raid. Raid. Wait, I think he's ending stream. Cancel raid. We'll send it to someone else. Raid. Just join the raid. Who gives a shit? Join for the numbers' sake, and then leave. Just because we can. But see you guys. That was round 9. Get the fuck out of here. Go raid someone.
Yo, Alcatraz, thank you so much for the fucking host, dude. Holy shit, how are you, dude? Hope you're doing well, man. Wait, I didn't jump properly. It was like slightly updated. Wait, am I meant to come down here? I can't even remember. It actually resets you all the way back into a rest.
They got your clutch clipped.
Yo, what the? You're nuts. Let's go. See, chat, why can't you be more like Blue Girl? You guys all suck. You guys are the worst. Wait, dude. Delicate, what the fuck? Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Sheesh. Dude, you fucking cutie.